You can call Angie and let her know at 241-CARS, 241-2277. Snow moving in early today, 1 to 3 inches by early afternoon, another 2 to 5 inches possible by this evening, a high today 24. Tomorrow, chance of snow, another inch possible with a high 23. And then Saturday, flurries, cold, a high near 20. Right now it's cloudy and 19.
How about this? Later today, I'll go out wearing only a hat sledding, have my wife take a photo and send it to both of you.
That'd be great. Perfect.
Okay, thought so. 7:35. I'm Gamble. He's Finn.
I'm Sister Karen. It's Cake.
On Cincinnati's Pure Rock.
You had to, didn't you?
He already had his cookies. I figured he wouldn't talk about it.
I've had a very balanced breakfast today.
Cracker Jack and cookies.
It's tremendous. Up next, some oatmeal and fruit. 96 Rock.
Your ass.
Not for you, Ralph.
Do you accept the charges?
The official station for our pal Blue Eye and the rest of the Rockheads at LCI. 96 Rock.
Can I just tell you something?
You sure can.
If you're wondering where that came from,
yes,
it was an actual email.
It was indeed.
That we were saying apparently we're huge at the Lebanon Correctional Facility.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
We certainly get our share of calls.
And I guess, can a gal be in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know sometimes they separate.
We used to know the chick. Well, we know the chick who used to do your teeth.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we do.
Yes, hello. No longer.
All right, by the way, just want everybody to know I just went out in the communal area here at Cumulus, Cincinnati, looked out over the lateral, and I'm not seeing any snow yet. Now, Rockheads, we're hoping to catch up with Randy Rico from the Power of Five and get the latest drilled down version of Rico and the snow. And we'll also, Rockheads, in the 8 o'clock hour, give you an opportunity to chime in where you are, give us your update. And we want to get into some sledding, absolutely, because this looks like later today and certainly tomorrow, and it's going to stay cold enough, probably even into the weekend. Some good sledding spots that maybe some folks are unaware of, and if you could give a little tip on how to grease up the old sled and what you use, we'd like that as well.
I've seen cardboard boxes used.
They don't seem like they'd be very
refrigerator
good.
box. Yeah, well, some of them like have that wax coating.
Yeah, I guess.
On
but
them,
it would
like
seem like
washer
the moisture
dryer
would at some point.
Well, I think
depends on how
maybe
sturdy the
one
snow
or two
is,
times
too.
down
Yeah.
the chute.
That was the big thing. We had this hill when I was growing up. It was on a golf course. Mm-hmm. It was a 515-yard hole straight downhill.
Oh, boy.
I mean, you do it 2 or 3 times, and the walk back up about kill you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Even as a kid. Plus, the whole goal was to go down and wipe somebody out at the end while they were trying to walk back up.
The issue of sledding is going down delightful, coming up not so much.
Yeah, but that's part of being a kid.
Well, don't
and part
Ralph.
of your early exercise.
Yeah,
Pretty soon, sledding hills will have one of those tow ropes like the ski slopes, so you can just stand there and pull yourself back up.
Or you could get you some. What are those things called? The Heelys or what? I mean, when I see that, I want to find the parents of the kid who has those and punch them.
Yeah,
the man, of course. No, I would never hit a lady.
Oh, you know it's even better now.
know.
My daughter has one of those American Girl dolls. They make Heelys for those.
Oh my God!
Now, how often do you think the doll's going to actuate the heel wheel and get to moving?
God, I'm just.
Wow. Okay.
Well, they also have ice skates too, and I've yet to see her doll go ice skating on its own.
That's a good point.
That stuff just sends me over the edge.
What?
Really, those Heelys. It's
Yeah.
just.
Well, hell, if you know what, orthopedic surgeons aren't so fond of them either, from what I understand. Bone doctors,
What do you
not so
think?
good.
All right, let's check some sports headlines, shall we? Brought to you by the 50th anniversary Cavalcade Customs, Cincinnati's premier custom and classic car show, Friday through Sunday. That's tomorrow. Gets underway tomorrow. Runs all weekend. It's at the Duke Energy Center downtown. And among the guests, you can check out SpongeBob. I think Patrick will be there.
I don't think is Patrick.
I
going
thought
to
they
be
said
there?
Patrick in
I
the
think so.
commercial.
Well,
It says
then I'm going.
Yeah.
Patrick and Peter Edward Rose. It's all about the
Yeah.
P's.
You know what? See if you can tell the difference. Peter has bulked up and pinkened up, and he's kind of got that human starfish thing going.
Oh, yes, he does. All right, some college football tonight's the night. We've all been waiting for this, the BCS National Championship game from the Rose Bowl. Top-rated Alabama, the undefeated Crimson Tide, and Nick Saban trying to win the national championship. So, too, is Mac Brown and the Texas Longhorns. Colt McCoy, boy, I tell you what, I did not realize they did a kind of a comparison between McElroy and the Alabama quarterback and Colt McCoy. 70% completion rating.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty damn good. And his touchdown to interception
almost
ratio,
7 out of 10.
pretty good. Now, Alabama, I looked this up to see. Alabama is a 4-point favorite.
You think that's a little light?
Well, all I know is this. If Florida is as good as we think Florida is, and I know UC fans are going, man, I hope Alabama wins big so we won't look so bad.
Right.
But the reality of it is, if Florida's that good and Alabama literally manhandled them, I don't know. I wonder if Texas offensively, although I got to tell you, Colt McCoy would be the first, good thing about this now, the first quarterback in college football history to win all 4 of his bowl games.
Wow.
I didn't really, now you got to realize, though, but you got to realize, typically through the years up until recently, freshman quarterbacks didn't start. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit of a misleading stat, but nonetheless, still a pretty impressive. Last night, the GMAC Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, where it was even cold there. Central Michigan, the UC coach Butch Jones' former team, double OT, a 5th field goal, winning 44-41 over Troy.
You make mention of that. They kept talking about that during the Orange Bowl. It was only 45 degrees down there.
Absolutely. No, it was, and they were bemoaning the fact last night in Mobile it was a little chilly. Joker Phillips introduced officially yesterday as UK's next football coach. Best luck in the SEC there, Joker. On to the NFL. The Bengals get ready for the Jets. Which defense, and for that matter, which Bengals team? I've had more people ask me this week, what do you think Saturday? And I hate to give the same answer that I've been giving. You know what it is? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of Sunday night was an aberration? How much was it that, they didn't play Pecco, Benson didn't play, all that kind of stuff. But the Bengals, Jets, followed by the Eagles at the Cowboys. Saturday's 2 wild card games, and then Sunday it'll be the Ravens at comeback player of the year, the Patriots, and quarterback Tom Brady, and then the Packers at the Arizona Cardinals.
And as to the Bengals Jets this weekend, we've left the daily poll up for the last couple of days. And yesterday, I think
how do we stand?
66.
It was 70, then 66.
66 who thought they would lose.
Correct.
Now it's down 63. Think it'll be the loss, and 37 think they'll win. So.
Building momentum.
Yeah.
The blowhards are coming out a little bit.
So we'll change that poll now. It's pretty much 2-1.
Yeah.
Think they're going to lose.
Percy Harvin named the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year. The former Florida Gator pot smoker, now with the Minnesota Vikings, has had a pretty productive
I'm
year.
sure he's a former pot smoker.
Maybe not. Maybe a current as well. Mike Shanahan, the former Broncos coach, who won a pair of Super Bowl titles when he had John Elway there. He is the new boss of the Washington Redskins, a 5-year deal worth about $7 million each year. And how about the ESPN report that Charlie Weiss will become? How about this? And you know what? Not a bad move. Will become the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator. And guess who would be the defensive coordinator? Perhaps Romeo Crennel, the old Patriot. And you know what?
Yeah.
If you're the Chiefs, Weiss. Look, the reality of it is, he, honest to God, could implode at any minute. But he does know some offense. And Crennel allegedly outside. Boy, can you, man, how about those two at the training table?
How about that training table, yeah.
Oh, my God. They had to get him on a seesaw.
They'd have to sit on opposite sides of the charter.
Imagine on the old seesaw, Romeo does a little, jumps up and hits it, and shoom, up goes Charlie, and that'd be, God.
I bet Nike or Reebok would be charging them extra for their
I hate to bring
gear.
up this just visual for you, but can you imagine the unfortunate, if you were like the towel boy in the Chiefs locker room and happened to walk in just as Charlie and Romeo got out of the shower?
I'd like to think maybe they shower at home.
Well, you never know. They get a little sweaty, a little salty out there on the practice field, Ralph. College hoop last night, UC beat something known as Cal State. That's sick, isn't it? I'm sorry. UC beat something known as Cal State Bakersfield, whatever that game last night, no offense. You talk about a game that just shouldn't have been played. That would be it. Xavier, the Musketeers in action tonight. They open up the A-10 play. They are against LaSalle I'm sure there's no snowfall in the city of brotherly love tonight. Elsewhere, Kansas got a challenge but did rally to beat Cornell last night. Most of the other ranked teams did win. Ohio State a winner last night as well, easily over Indiana. And boy, UC's next opponent, Seton Hall, losing by 8 on the road at UConn. Doesn't get any easier. The Bearcats back-to-back road games at Seton Hall and then at St. John's. Got to win at least one of those two. Speaking of Bearcats, the Lady Cats travel to UConn to take on the Huskies, and UConn's only won 52 straight games. 40 points.
Wow.
What do you think? We'll lose by fewer or more than 40? More.
Really? You think?
UConn just bludgeons. It's sick.
Well, what's their average win?
It's ridiculous.
It's in the 30s, isn't it? Their average.
It's absurd. And that's not a knock on UC. That's just how damn good they are.
Wow.
Let me see what else I got. Cyclones won over Trenton last night at the U.S. Bank of Arena, 5-2. And, I got to mention this, Ralph. Believe it or not, and in fact, that shame on me, by the way, high school hoops, it was overtime. Princeton, Greater Cincinnati's top-ranked team, winning over Northern Kentucky's number one, Holmes. That was a good game, 57-54.